Oh, and we said that our quest got updated, but what is it actually? Here, Citadel identity theft. Elijah Khan is dead, but intel may be recovered from his data drives. Speak to Brooks to find out what she and Edie have learned.
I am glad to see my physical proximity was not necessary to the success of the mission, Shepard.
Let's see what you find before we call it a win.
Hello, Shepard.
Okay. What did we learn?
Commander, Edie and I have been analyzing those drives. I think we found something if you're ready.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Though the data's root structure was erased, the logic integrity remains viable.
Edie has an incredible talent for this stuff. I know she's an AI, but even still. We found an encrypted communication from a few days ago. Just need another minute to crack it.
A whole minute? Edie here could shave that down to 5 seconds.
I thought it best to allow Staff Analyst Brooks a chance to improve her decryption skills.
And now you've lost your chance to show off.
Like she needs it. You're the crew of the Normandy. You're legends to the rest of the Alliance.
What kind of legends are we talking about here? So, I mean, the Alliance, obviously, we're Alliance military. Shepard, that is. Ashley is. James is. But Joker was, / still is, maybe? For the most part, I guess our unnamed crew and, who is it in the scanning room? Her name escapes me, the one that always salutes us when we go through it after looking at our war assets. But, those people are, yes, they're Alliance, but people like Garrus, Liara, Tally are not Alliance military personnel, so it's still a little odd.
Legends can be good or bad. Which are we?
You're the kind that people look up to. The kind they owe their lives to.
How come everyone's always shooting at us?
I think it's mostly you, Rex. The bigger the target, the bigger the, target.
You're saying I've gained weight?
It just
Oh,
means there's more
look out.
legend to love.
Smooth.
And the camaraderie.
We got out of that one.
I think that's your secret weapon.
Very nearly saw Rex flipping this table and smashing everyone against the wall and beating them to a pulp. So, fortunately, I think we can move on from that.
It's all just part of the job.
Wait. Job? You mean the rest of you are getting paid for this?
Here we go. Wow. Those mercs who were
Just like,
after me,
excuse me.
they bought a lot of weapons. Like, big ones.
Max, what do they need that kind of firepower for?
It appears this drone is preparing to rebel.
I have just monitored
Javik,
the Commander's Spectre
easy.
access code in use at the Citadel archives.
Punch it up.
The archives are going into emergency lockdown. Whoever's hacking your records is there right now.
What do we know about the place?
Council keeps sensitive historical information there. Real hush-hush. Even my old CSEC clearance never got me in.
Then we'll find our own way in. Gear up and let's...
Hello?
What's with the Volas?
Oh, pizza delivery guy. I got the munchies.
Double pepperoni.
These archives are huge. You'll have a lot of ground to cover. Shame you can't bring everyone.
Who says we can't? All hands on deck for this one.
Hell yeah. But, who gets to take point with you?
Who's going to pay the bill?
Alright, so we saw when we were going into the casino that we had the option of taking people with us, including Brooks, who was an automatic selection, as well as Rex, and of course that was a non-combat mission. But we can choose to take Rex in here on a more full-fledged basis now, if we'd like. Never mind the fact that Rex is crushing Ashley's foot right now. So that's an option. However, for this one, I'm thinking we may want to go with our usual go-to team. Well, not exactly our usual go-to team. But, well, you probably know that means we we intend to take Garrus here. The question is, who do we take along with Garrus? Because, as we have seen, the Cat 6 people, we have recently learned is their name, those mercenaries that are seemingly trying to take us out here, they have a lot of shields. Like, a whole lot of shields. Like, even the most basic enemy that for every other faction is unprotected by any type of additional layer of defenses, they still have shields. So that means having people who can deal with shields is very useful. So our usual, or at least our most used combo of Garrus plus Liara may not make that much sense because Liara, much like we do, has that weakness of not having great answers against shielded enemies. Does have stasis, which does still work against shielded foes. So that's something, at least enemies that are shielded that are not armored, it works. But may make sense for us to make more of a targeted selection around an anti-shields person. So EDI, Tali, definitely not Liara, definitely not Javik, probably not James. Ashley does have the disruptor ammo, which is something, and Rex doesn't really have... Oh, actually not sure if his abilities, maybe they get reset here. I mean, we see that Carnage is the only thing active right now. We were talking about how we perhaps kind of like that to be the case, but, not entirely sure if that's true. But, I was thinking we'd go Garrus plus Tali. Garrus, of course, our old amigo who's been tagging along with us for the longest of times, and Tali as well. And, again, of course, Tali being our significant other. We'll try to, you know, make it a little more, well, bring our best friends along with us, basically. And sorry, Liara, but you don't make the cut because biotics against shields don't work so well. So this will be the team. Okay, then for our weapon setup here, might have gotten reset a little bit actually, because we do still have the Acolyte, which I think we did manually put on as we were checking out our weapons a little bit earlier, but we do not currently have the Hurricane equipped, which we'd probably like to do. It does get us up to 9% recharge speed penalty, but that's way faster than we should have, than what we had previously when we were first taking on the Cat 6 people, because although we weren't able to see the screen here to verify what the number was, it was at least making our cooldowns twice as slow, if not more, than they would normally be. So this should help. Then Garrus, I don't think we need to change anything here. Tali. Yeah, we did take this setup to Horizon, didn't we? So I think this setup should be pretty recent. We have upgraded our pistol power magnifier a little bit as of late, so it means Tali and Shepard are both packing a little bit more of a punch with their powers, and that should be very useful. I think we're looking good then. Wraith is well-rounded, but we could potentially swap this out for... We did pick up the Rigger, although we haven't upgraded it. Venom, I don't think it's great for squad mates. Raider, if we're talking really close range, but we haven't upgraded that either. Mostly the Crusader, if we're more concerned about long range, but with Garrus, I think we have plenty of long range capabilities, so that's not too much of a concern. Claymore, if we were looking to go close range, but this is not upgraded. So, no, I think we're going Wraith. I think we are sticking with the Wraith. So let's do that.
What's the best way into the archives?
The facility is located below the wards. Maybe a direct breach for maximum surprise?
I like it. Sounds like you're learning the ropes.
Hell, hang out with us long enough and you'll learn ropes, knives, bombs, thresher maws.
Easy, Cortez.
But don't hang out too long. Pretty soon you'll be making friends with us, sorry.
I heard that.
Careful, Garrus. Or rather,
The
Rex.
archives is somewhere below us. It could be pretty tricky to get in there.
Not really.
Oh!
Krogan first. See you at the party, princesses.
It's a model of the Citadel. That doesn't look good.
Not this again.
Okay. We have basically immediately lost all of our shields. So that's lovely. It is an ambush, it would appear.
Scatter and take cover.
Seems like they were ready for us. Is that technically a callback to throwback to Mass Effect 2? I think it is. Or rather, Mass Effect 1. Were there any missions in Mass Effect 1 where we immediately got thrown straight into the fire like this? I'm not sure if there really were. But there's this guy in the middle. And then, are there other enemies further back? Yeah, I think this guy who's technically right on top of both Garrus and Tali. So what if we tell our friends to fall back here a little bit? Yeah, that's a sniper. This is a specialist who's already shieldless. So didn't really have time to set anything up here. But we can, hopefully, singularity you. And yes, for the first time ever, we actually have the full squad with us. We obviously have Garrus and Tali right down here with us taking point. However, you also see there's Edie, you can see, I'm not sure that is to the right of her, James maybe? Javik down there and Ashley. And then on this side, Liara. I can't tell who that is. I'm not 100% sure. Some of these people, like, maybe one of these guys is Cortez and the other one is James. They look like they're in Alliance uniforms.
Brooks, you okay?
Or Brooks. Can we tell from here that? Sniper's just chilling here. So basically, we have more teammates here than we've ever had before, which is pretty cool. That's a sniper. Was a sniper. Also, shotgun ultralight materials. Sure, we'll nab it while we're at it. Oh, the sniper's trying to flank us. Rude. I will not allow it. We know you're there. She's really trying to flank us here. What if we just send teammates right to where she is? To rush her down? Take her out, Garrus!
That's enough! Drop
What?
your weapons, or this won't end well for her.
You
That
bastard.
voice sounds familiar.
All right.
Excuse me?
Whatever you think you're getting away with. There's nowhere you can run. Nowhere you can hide where we can't find you.
Hide? Why?
I'm Commander Shepard. I never hide.
What?
Not exactly how I saw this playing out.
Dramatic superhero jump as well. Had to be done.
Who are you?
You weren't the only Shepard that Cerberus brought back to life. But at least one of us will finally do something with it.
Excuse me?
Where did you come from?
The same DNA as you.
A clone.
Cerberus spared no expense resurrecting you. With me, I was created for spare parts, in case you needed another arm, or a heart, or a lung.
Where have you been this whole time?
In a coma, until I woke up 6 months ago. While you were in a jail cell on Earth, I was learning to be human. Amazing what a person can do with enough neural implants.
Okay. So, apparently, there was another little wrinkle to Lazarus Project. Not just bringing us back, but bringing back a backup, a cloned Shepard. You will remember in Mass Effect 2, the Elusive Man had said, that the Shepard we bring back with the Lazarus Project must be identical to the Shepard who took down Sovereign. That is why he tried to resurrect us, rather than just cloning us. And, well, that is because the clone may have the same DNA, but does not necessarily share our memories and experiences and relationships and all that stuff. So, I mean, maybe we can just settle this with cooler heads, you know? Maybe you were initially planned as a backup to us in case things went horribly wrong and we either died or were injured and needed to replace a vital organ. But surely we can put that past us.
If you're really me, then we're on the same team.
We're not even in the same league.
Did the elusive man send you?
No. He abandoned me when he had what he wanted. You.
Then why have you been trying to kill us?
Because I don't have his memories. I'd never fool my supposed friends. The ones who abandoned their duty to join the cult of Shepard. Like you, Talizora Vas Normandy.
Whoa.
I'm not sure whether to kill you with a bullet, or just take off your helmet and cough.
Nobody trash talks Sally.
Of the real thing.
I'm the real thing perfected. I'm you without the wear and tear, Shepard. The doubts, failures. I'm the lone wolf you were always meant to be. Without the emotional baggage holding me back.
No one will ever believe you're Shepard.
They will when I'm flying his ship.
This is Shepard. Initiate Normandy lockdown. Transmitting command codes now.
Good idea. Too bad the signal was blocked.
Trainer, this is Shepard. Prep the Normandy for emergency departure. We're leaving. I'm setting the command codes now.
Acknowledged. We'll get underway.
Oh, nobody takes the Normandy from us, buddy old pal.
It'll be a cold day in hell before someone steals my ship.
It's not stealing if I'm you. Execute them. The cult of Shepard ends today.
Excuse me, I'm the cult of personality. We could have shot this thing, but it looks like some squad mates have the same idea. Alright, break this siege. Well, we now have ourselves in a little more of an interesting encounter here, where we have some Cat 6 Heavies for the first time. They are kind of similar to Cerberus Guardians in that they also have shields. However, in this case, rather than the physical shields that we're used to seeing from those Guardians, it's an energy shield from them, which is significant because it does mean that there are actually some different options to deal with them. There are some abilities that don't work for them because they have armor, which means some biotic abilities like Singularity are just never going to work on them, even if we remove their shield. However, that's the downside. The plus side is that, sure, you can still remove the shield with things like Pull, but you can also overload it with things like Energy Drain. So that, or maybe even Overload, that is an intriguing option. So we could go that route maybe with one of them. And then we can pull off the shield on this guy. Garrus went down very, very fast. Okay. He may have just been caught right out in the middle of the line of fire here. But, he did almost take out this Cat Heavy. There is another Cat Heavy over there, though. It does appear. So, the shield overload, I think, is technically temporary. So, Tally, what if you just focus on that guy right now? And we'll try to finish this guy off. Oh, that's not good.
Where's everyone else?
Okay, you. Senor Heavy, who is primed. You are still primed? Question mark? Okay, this was maybe not the best time to do this. Maybe shouldn't have been that greedy. What? Oh, they're flanking us. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's a basic specialist. Also, we did not succeed in getting Garrus up. Also, we very much need to do this right now. And we also very much need Tally to stun this guy in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if we can grab you. I don't think we can grab you. I wish we could grab you right now. That would be amazing if we could grab you right now. Someone was shooting us from behind. Not sure who that was. We do have shells, so like we can actually do this now if necessary. We did get some shields back, so theoretically we are, for the briefest of moments, safe here. Safe is maybe a strong word to describe the situation, however. Really wish you didn't do that. Like, really wish you didn't do that. Clan Erdnot is back in town, by the way, in case you did not know this.
Is that a catchphrase? Something Rex?
Okay, you saw us purge the defense matrix, and then it didn't purge the defense matrix, so we died. That's not cool. Okay. Just don't use the ability that I tell you to use. That's not cool. We should probably instead just fall back before we get completely annihilated immediately.
Where's everyone else?
That was not needed. Yeah, so yeah, they are trying to flank us on both sides. So we were not very aggressive with taking anyone out here. So that means we don't have any space that we've really cleared out yet. I'm thinking we might want to go left. So let's do this combo here. Garrus, please. Thank you. Meanwhile, we still don't have a great answer ourselves for shields, except we do have the Acolyte, finally, which is more useful. But now we need to do this, because we are still getting clobbered by these guys. Okay, that's what the Acolyte's here for. Also, this is a cat specialist right on top of us. We should do this. And then we should do this. And then we should do this. Like this, though. Okay, so it seems like we may have taken care of the specialists. Or at least many of them. But now we have some of the heavies that we've not really dealt with ourselves just yet. So we can pull off the shields. Why don't we do that? There are more enemies dropping down here, though. That's a sniper. Okay, so you're shieldless now, which means that is perhaps best for us to deal with that. Why don't we have... Tally, you should have defense drone up. We should warp you.
Is that a catchphrase or something, Rex?
And yes, if you're not too distracted by all the enemies shooting at us right now, there is quite a bit of awesome banter going back and forth here. There goes the shield. There goes the warp. That's the sniper. Apparently. You're also a sniper. So we'll deal with you. They got a Krogan, why don't we have a Krogan? Show him, Rex. Show him who's boss. You are shieldless now, so the similarity should work. Into the singularity with you as well.
Clear. Now
all right.
the other you can go.
He's pushing into the archives. Stay in your groups.
Just took a little bit
Team
to
Mako, you're on point.
Right. What's a Mako? Something we could use right about now.
Team Hammerhead, cover the flank.
Got it. And the Mako's got nothing on the Hammerhead.
All right. We'll see about that. But yeah, it just took a little dealing with getting things under control initially when they were very aggressively pushing to flank us. Once we handled those guys, do we need this at all? We actually don't. Once we handled those guys, we were fairly fine. Oh, also, I said that we had metagels, and I didn't proceed to use metagels. Now that we are not just stuck with 0 metagels, it is actually an option. So it's not as hard as the initial encounter with these guys, so let's not make it any harder than it has to be. Probably could have used those when we were getting rushed down before. But alas. I think we've picked everything up. So let us carry on. And maybe save as well. So, also, Garrus, okay, you've been on the Typhoon, sure.
Understood.
Let's make sure you have. Guys? Oh, right, of course. Let's make sure you have your armor-piercing ammo on both your weapons. But I do think you're probably going to be rocking the Typhoon more often than not. And tally, weapon-wise, Wraith, yeah, probably the right answer. I think we'll stick with the Acolyte since it is so good against shields. ×4 damage multiplier, I believe, is pretty sweet. Okay, terminal here we can use, but perhaps before we do, let's just take a quick look at what else we have here. That looks like something that we may not want to go through until we perhaps access said terminal. Grenades. Okay, we'll access the terminal. Especially because it's just money. So, we'll take it. Okay, we just need to find our clone, who apparently was the culprit all along. Any other goodies over here? Yes. Metagel that we don't need, but perhaps more importantly, SMG power magnifier, which we might have that on our Hurricane right now. No, I think we took it off because we were assuming that we are not going to be holding the Hurricane for all that long. It's mostly just a quick switch if we're getting rushed down. Okay.
Wow, big place.
I wonder what your clone is looking for in here, Shepard.
At this point, anything's possible.
Like waking up and finding out you have a clone?
I don't want to talk about it.
At least not till we've all had a drink.
It's a bit of a touchy subject at the moment. Would rather we not speak about this right now until this matter is resolved. Okay. Do not engage intruders. Alright, I guess we're just carrying onward here.
So how will we find anything in here?
Glyph,
Yes, Commander.
track the target. Give me updates on its location.
What is the nature of the target?
He looks like me.
Then I have found the target.
No, Glyph. It's another me. Now get going.
Once, Commander.
Thanks, Cliff. Nothing to do there. Oh, that's our team. So Yara, Rex, and James, I think, on that team. So don't be alarmed. Those are our friends. And here is Edie, Brooks, Cortez, and Javik, I think. Very big area. Oh, okay, we found some friends. Where exactly are they, though? Up there? Question mark.
Need more time to find the vault.
Okay, that's a specialist who has shields, which means we probably need to warp them. Oh, that's some grenades. Find a way around, you say?
Shepard, step onto that platform and we can lower you from here.
Okay. I mean, it does kind of feel like a big area. I'm a little surprised there wouldn't be anything in here. There's a whole lot of nothing going on, but I mean, yes, we just proceed. Step onto the platform, they said. It'll be fine, they said. Oh my goodness! Garrus! Not here! Not now, buddy!
Now if you get into the vault, we can move you across.
Please don't step on our heads! Garrus, now is not the time. Save it for the circus! He's still... Oh no, he's not still on our heads. Okay. I thought he was still on our heads as we were walking. Oh dear. Okay. Hold on, because we have the M7 Lancer, which is a new weapon. I think we might have missed something back there in that previous section. We might have missed something small. But anyways, we do have the M7 Lancer, which is a bit of a, fittingly, in the archives, a throwback weapon, as we've had many callbacks to Mass Effect 1, where it is the same name as a weapon from Mass Effect 1, and it functions very similarly to Mass Effect 1 weapons, because rather than having a finite amount of ammo, it has a heat sink, which, when you fire, starts to gain heat, and then if it fully fills up, then the weapon overheats, takes a long time to reload. Otherwise, if it doesn't overheat, then you just, whenever you're not firing it, it will slowly cool off and be able to sustain fire for longer. So, very similar to Mass Effect 1 weapons in that way. And basically, in terms of its combat capabilities, is kind of like just a super Avenger, which may not sound all that impressive, except the Avenger is deadly on full auto, okay? But hits harder, a little bit heavier, a little bit more recoil, just basically little more of everything, and overall, though, actually does mean it can pack a pretty serious punch, especially because I think you can fire it for quite a bit of time before it overloads, especially if you upgrade it further and make some improvements via mods to its ammo capacity. But, no, we're not going to use it for ourselves, and still probably not going to pack as big of a punch as, say, Garrus's Typhoon would.
This gun was part of the First Contact War, year 2157.
First time my people met yours, Shepard. Naturally, bullets were involved.
Okay.
Commander, the other you is searching for something 200 meters ahead.
Thank you.
Got it.
Fighting your own clone is crazy, even for us.
Useful, though. Anything you don't want to do, Shepard, let them handle it. So, like a personal butler?
I don't want to talk about it.
Right. So let your clone do it.
Yeah, except something tells me our clone is not going to be so inclined to do that. It does seem as though it's a little difficult to work with. That's just squad mates over there. Do not be alarmed. Okay. This looks like it spells combat. And I'm pretty sure as soon as we drop down here, we are dropping down here for good. Not sure there's really anything back there for us to get anyway. So I'm pretty sure we've reached a point of no return already. So let's go for it. Yep. I mean, we can try to send squad mates right here. They do have some grenades. So I'm a little concerned that they chuck a grenade right here and they're going to hit all of us, and it's not going to be a good time. But maybe...
Dagger squad, I need more time to reach
We can take out several of them right there, potentially. That's a sniper. I can see the little smoke. That is also a sniper. Fortunately, we can actually target you, although we don't really have great abilities with Shepard for that. Garrus can just annihilate her, though. Or we can have Tali get rid of her shields and stun a little bit. Singularity, except Garrus has already killed her. Now we target her. And Garrus has enough armor piercing / cover penetration that he really doesn't care if you're in cover. We haven't had much time to see that all that clearly, because for the most part, Garrus just annihilates people before we can even see what how he's doing it. But that is something that's perhaps a little more clear from this angle. You also have smoke bombs. The snipers, I think in particular, that's one of them right there. Yep. Yep. You can't hide from us. Did that get you? Now it should get you, I think. Indeed. Okay. Think, at least at the moment, taking care of them. Alright. Well, that sounds like more of them. To the left?
Maybe we can get around them on the tube.
Okay, what if we do that? Ooh, that did not hit all of them. Then we do that. Then we do that. And then we do this. We take care of that guy. While you guys just really do pretty much anything to this guy.
Watch it! You got it! Team Mako moving ahead. We'll see you on the other side.
Alright, so Team Mako is Liara and Rex and James and Ashley, I think we said, and the other team is Team Hammerhead. Okay, that was Garrus. I did not think that was a friend for a second there. Is that the side that we came from? I've already lost track of which side we came from, which side we are going, but apparently we're going this way. That's all we need to know. Except maybe we need to go down this way first. Oh. Yup. Ooh. Okay, let's actually rush up here, then do this, and this, and that, and that. Excuse me, sir. See, the thing is, when they don't have shields, they are exponentially easier to deal with. As we are seeing here, having both Tali and Garrus have anti-shields abilities, super helpful. Super helpful, and one of the few times when we've actually been using the Acolyte aggressively. Somewhat aggressively. Oh, okay. So we could drop down there to help them out, or we could try to pick off these guys from over here. Thinking that might actually be the play. So let's go do this. I mean, it might even make sense to go defense drone early. You are shieldless, which means you are primed, which means you can detonate. You are about to be exploded, actually, is what I was going to say, of course. That hit the wall, which is great, but it doesn't matter because we have Garrus. See, what they didn't expect is for us to have Garrus. Well, that's one of the snipers. Was one of the snipers.
Move! Hey, that's cheating! We're on a ladder!
This is Shepard. We need...
There's the squad.
And that's the moment when the universe ran out of ammunition.
The other me can't be far. Keep up the pressure and we'll try to surround him. Let's move.
Okay. Locate the target. Simple enough. We're over there. But we are in the archives.
Year 2157 CE. First contact war.
Turian interrogation. Vault T-91.
Sir, we captured this human in the occupation of Shang-Chi.
A human? You're the first I've met.
And you're the first bird I've met. He was armed with this weapon, sir.
How primitive. Your kind expects to win a war with this.
A bullet is a bullet.
You have so much to learn. And when we conquer your Earth, I look forward to teaching you.
Oh. Well, that's not even remotely ominous. But it's okay. Turians and humans totally don't hold any lingering animosity after the First Contact War. Definitely not a thing. Look, we have Karis with us. We're fine. Everything is fine between humans and Turians. No issues.